Okay, so we're going to talk about mapping your buy buttons today, and this is going to be the wrap-up session. So we're going to be talking about where to go to get your buy button, using an affiliate network, using a shopping cart, using PayPal, the PayPal connection walkthrough, and then using your autoresponder as a backup system. Okay, so first let's talk about where do you go to get your buy button. And you do need to make a decision first on where you want to have your product paid for and where you will get your buy link. Seems like a relatively elementary decision, but it is one that will determine how you're going to do your setup. For example, and we're not going over it in this session, but you can set up something like Send Owl if you want to take Bitcoin, right? So let's say that you don't want to take dollars, you want to take Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency. You can do that on Send Owl. You can also, of course, use PayPal for dollars from most countries. So depending on where you are in the world, you're probably going to use PayPal. And if you don't use PayPal, you can use Stripe. And typically, if you're going to use Stripe, you're going to have typically some kind of third-party intermediary that will turn Stripe's coding into your buy button, right? But if you have Stripe, you have PayPal. If you want to use Bitcoin, you can do all of those three mediums. And you can use any of these merchants, but if you decide not to use them exclusively, let's say you decide you don't want to use PayPal exclusively, what you can do is you can use an affiliate network in order to deliver your product, in order to facilitate payment. And typically, if you're going to do that, you can do that on an affiliate network, and you're going to use some affiliate network like JVZoo, Warrior Plus, Thrivecart, and I don't have it in here, but you can also use ClickBank. It's a little different from some of the others, but it is an affiliate network where you can set up your product ahead of time, and you can recruit affiliates, and you can make sure that the product gets delivered, and you can take payment. Right? That's pretty much what has to happen between now and what we need to do here at the end. Let's talk a little bit about using an affiliate network to sell your product. Okay, one of the things about using an affiliate network is that you are fully disclosing your statistics, right? So if you want to make sure, if what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that your affiliates see how well your product is selling, because that is how they're going to determine whether or not they're going to promote your product or not, right? So even if, right, even if you decide that you're going to only use the network, and you're only going to use the network in order to deliver your product. If you're going to have all these settings turned on, you're going to be putting your statistics. You're going to be listing your statistics to the public, right? And you will. The thing about using an affiliate network like JVZoo Warrior Plus is that you are not going to pay up front to sell your product. Now, if you decide to use ClickBank, you are going to have to pay a fee up front, right? There's some ways around that, but you're always going to have to pay at least that initial fee. I think it used to be $50. Not sure what it is today. You're going to pay that up front to sell your product. You do not have to do that on affiliate networks like JVZoo Warrior Plus. Okay, you're going to pay a fee for every sale that you make. You're going to pay a percentage, right? So everything you sell on JVZoo, you're going to pay 5%. I think on Warrior Plus, you're going to pay between 3 and 5%. And that's going to be what the affiliate network does. Now, you're paying that fee for some convenience. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Now, on JVZoo Warrior Plus, affiliates are typically promoting because they expect to be paid instantly. That's one of the things about these affiliate networks, is that you're typically going to have more affiliates to promote you because they're looking to be paid instantly, right, using JVZoo Warrior Plus. Now, you may not even be recruiting affiliates, but if you decide to, and you want to have them to be able to promote the product you're going to be selling, then using these affiliate networks are going to be the smart way to go, because you're going to get the people who want to get paid instantly when they make a sale. So every sale, you're also going to pay a fee to PayPal. Right, so that's not going to be all rolled into one. So in other words, you're going to pay that 5% fee to the affiliate network. You're also going to pay a fee to PayPal, right? So again, those are going to be two fees that you're going to be using. Now, again, if you use just PayPal, you're obviously not going to be paying that additional fee on every sale. Right now, you will not have to set up your funnel manually if you use an affiliate network. So in other words, the software does everything. So all you got to do is put the right pieces in the right place. You can then have your funnel set up. And then when somebody makes a purchase on the front end, they're automatically going to be shown the upsell, and they're automatically going to have their product delivered to them. Right? This does not happen automatically with PayPal or some other merchant. Right? But we'll talk about that here in a minute. Now, if you use an affiliate network, one of the benefits of using one is that they make it easy for you to connect your after-sale autoresponder. So in other words, what you're trying to do is you want to make a sale, and you want to have an individual added to your list, then the affiliate networks make it easy to do that. It's a drop-down window, and pretty much you're just going to drag and drop everything in there, and that's one of the benefits that you're paying for when you pay that 5%. Right? So if you're with me so far, please put the number 1 in the question box if you understand what I'm saying so far about affiliate networks. Right now, what an affiliate network does, it also makes it easy to lock up your content with membership software. So in other words, let's say you're going to use something like, I know you're going to use something like Wishlist Member. Well, there are areas of these affiliate networks where they will use the API to connect to the membership software. Right, so using an affiliate network makes it easy for you to lock up your content if that is what you're going to do. Now, you can decide not to use an affiliate network. You could decide to use a shopping cart or shopping cart system. I think there was one that was on sale this week. I don't know if you purchased it, but a shopping cart system. You can use one like ThriveCart, like ThriveCart. Now, here's where ThriveCart is different. ThriveCart, you will not pay a fee to ThriveCart every time you make a sale. So again, you make a sale on JVZoo. JVZoo is going to take that 5%. Okay, it's a convenience fee for all their software and everything that they're doing. On ThriveCart, you will not pay a fee for every sale. You will pay a fee outright for the shopping cart. Now, I don't think they're on a monthly basis. I think that the fee as of the recording of this video right now is going to be $595 for the cart, right? So you would pay that fee to basically purchase access to ThriveCart, and then every time you make a sale, you're not going to pay ThriveCart anymore for the sales you make. Right now, the thing about ThriveCart is that the affiliates can still be paid instantly, right? That's one of the advantages that JVZoo Warrior Plus has. But ThriveCart, they can still be paid instantly. Again, this is a shopping cart. And I'm talking about ThriveCart, but you can pretty much substitute in any shopping cart that's already out there. I think there's something called Sam Cart. There's something called Groove Cart that's a little recent. Any of those carts are going to allow you to designate or to determine how your affiliates are going to be paid. And since affiliates are more enthusiastic in their promotion, when they think they're going to be paid instantly, then you want to be able to offer them that, and you can do that with ThriveCart. In ThriveCart, there's no affiliate marketplace. The reason that that's important is that your statistics are not going to be disclosed openly to the affiliates, right? The entire product statistics. Okay, you will get your buy button code from the software. So in other words, when you get a shopping cart, it's just like going to be just like Warrior Plus. You're going to get your buy button code from inside of ThriveCart. And typically, if you're going to be locking up your content, you're going to be locking it down. You want to make sure it's going to be working with the membership software. So in other words, if you're going to go with a shopping cart like ThriveCart, you want to verify that it's going to work with whatever membership software you've already purchased. Specifically, if you go out and you're paying on a monthly basis to a specific software system, you do want to, if you can, right? If you can, you want to make sure that the shopping cart you're using is going to match up with it, because typically a membership software is going to be like something like a $300 or $400 investment. You don't want to just not use it because of your shopping cart. If you can, you want to get a shopping cart that integrates with your membership software. You are also going to want to connect your autoresponder to your shopping cart. If you're using something like ThriveCart, there are easy ways for you to connect your autoresponder. So as you start thinking about a shopping cart and you're going to actually go out and make a purchase for one up front, or you want to pay for one on a monthly basis because you don't want to pay a fee every time you sell something, then you're going to want to make sure that whatever autoresponder you're using, it does connect to your shopping cart, so that when somebody makes a sale, so that when you make a sale, right, you want to have that person added to your email marketing list. Okay? All right, so are you with me so far? So if you're with me so far, please put the number 2 in the question box if you understand what I'm saying. So far, so good. Right? Okay, I'm going to move on now. I'm going to move on, and let's talk about using PayPal or a merchant of some kind. Now, in most cases, and we're going to go over this mostly tonight, you can choose to use PayPal as your merchant and shopping cart at the same time. And regardless of how you do it, you are going to pay a transaction fee to PayPal, right? So when you get your product sells for $13, you're going to notice that PayPal will show you that you got, I don't know, $12 and some change, and that they basically took a certain amount out of it for their own fee, right? And so now, when you choose to use something like, you choose to use PayPal as your shopping cart, you are going to need to be tracking your sales, and you're going to need to pay your affiliates manually, right? You can use third-party software systems. I think there's something called iDev Affiliate. There's also something here that we have listed called WP Affiliates. I don't have an affiliate link, but that is where it is. Right now, you are going to need to know what you want to accomplish ahead of time before you start working with PayPal. Right? So again, so let's say you're already done with the sales page, you made all your edits, and now you're just going to connect the button. You want to know what you're going to do ahead of time. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. For example, as soon as the buyer makes the first purchase, let's say they purchase your front-end product, what do you want them to see right after that? Right? Do you have an upsell? Or do you want them to be sent straight to the download page? Again, that's your choice. You do not have to send them to an upsell. You can do this however you want, but you do need to know ahead of time what you're going to do. How is the buyer going to get their product? Are you going to make sure they get the download link by email? Or do you want to make sure, belts and suspenders, that they're sent straight to the download page once they make the purchase? Again, that is going to be your choice. It is doable inside of PayPal. You want to make sure if you're going to have an upsell, you want to know then, based on what we just talked about, well, how's the buyer going to see your upsell? Are they going to see it in the first email? Are they going to see it as soon as they make the purchase? Again, but there is no one size fits all. Now, there may be something that you're used to experiencing, but you do not have to do it that way if that's what you are not comfortable with and you don't want to do it, or you have a business reason for not wanting to do it. And this is really important. How are you going to get a double opt-in confirm email? Right now, when you decide that you are going to use an after-sale autoresponder, what's going to happen is that your customer is going to get an email in their box. It's going to say, join my list, and they're not going to know what that's from. You are very much unlikely to get someone to go to your email, open it, click the confirm link to become part of your list and get marketed to. That is not what they're going to do. So typically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using single opt-in when you make a purchase. Now, you should be giving those people a message as soon as they become part of your list. So in other words, the autoresponder adds that person, right, when you make a sale, and then that autoresponder on day 0 should be sending out an email from you basically saying, we'll talk about this here in a minute, what you're going to put in there, but it's going to send them the download link. Right? And you're also going to get them double opt-in. You're going to get them single opt-in confirmed, but we're going to want to work a little harder to get that double opt-in. Right? So let's talk about first how we're going to map this out. Okay, so you're going to first go to your PayPal system. I am looking right now at PayPal Standard in case that's what you have. Now, many of you have the business version of PayPal. It's going to be the same. When you get inside of PayPal, you're going to find the place where you create buttons for your website. You're going to then go to create a button, and then you're going to go inside of this create PayPal button. You're going to fill in the information. You're going to give your PayPal item a name. You're probably not going to use add to cart, right? So you're going to want to change that drop-down menu to, I think it's buy now. You're going to put your price in there. And you're going to make sure then that the person, you're going to use your secure merchant ID. Now, here's the most important thing, and I think we were talking about this before, that you want to be certain of what goes here. And this is where the mapping comes in. Notice down here, the very last URL, it says take the customers to this URL when they check out. This is where you will decide, based on where you map your product, what happens when the person purchases your product on PayPal, right? Are they going to be sent to the upsell? Are they going to be sent to, let's say, a thank you page? Are they going to be sent to a download page? You will determine the URL that goes in this space when you're creating the product, right? We are inside of PayPal. We are looking at putting in an URL based on where we want them to go. Again, please do not think that you have to use an upsell just because you got an upsell page. I know that people that are fundamentally opposed to upsells, which is fine. That is the beauty of being able to use PLR in the way in which you want to determine what the offer is, because you can put up however you want to. You can put the front end and the upsell in the same offer if you want to. It really doesn't. It's really up to you in terms of how you want to do it. Once you complete all that information, PayPal is going to send you to a page where it says add button code to your web page. You're going to see two sides of this area. You're going to see a side that says website. You're going to see another side that says email. You are going to grab the email link, right? When you grab that email link, that's the email, or that's the link you're going to take back to your sales page. But before I do that, I want to then just talk to you a little bit about using your autoresponder as a backup system, right? And we sort of we touched on this before. You definitely want to make sure that your autoresponder, right, whatever you're using, is going to be connected at the point of sale. Now, again, if you're going to be using, an autoresponder that maybe isn't going to be one of the names that are going to be connected, you might want to consider that. Right? Consider these kinds of things, because if you're making a sale, you definitely need to be adding to your list. If your autoresponder is not doing that, you might want to consider using one that does, unless you can do this with your autoresponder. Right now, if there's no direct connection between your autoresponder and PayPal, try to establish one with Zapier. Right? You can try to establish a connection with Zapier. You want to make sure that autoresponder sends them a first-time email, and you're going to send this in addition. Now, even if you have membership software, you should make sure that they get this first autoresponder email in addition to that. So do not depend on the transaction email saying, they paid X amount, and then because they paid X amount, they got this link. You should still be sending them. And again, I realize this is belt to suspenders. I understand that this is going to give someone one more email. However, it is a fail-safe. It is a backup system. When someone does not get your email, they don't get their product, you should be sending something from your autoresponder to make sure that they get something from you, even if it's just to say, hey, if you've got a problem, come to our support here. Right? You can use that first email as an opportunity to do an introduction. Right? So that first, again, they're going to get the transactional email. They're going to get a link to click on, hopefully, but they may not get it. And so you're going to use this not only as a backup system, but you're also going to use it as an opportunity to introduce yourself. Tell them about, you know, how you came to sell the product and what you're going to be doing with them. Now, one more important thing about this, we talked about this earlier, but when you make this sale, you want to make sure that the list automation takes them off the prospect list, right? And again, this is something that we talked about earlier in the series. So make sure that that happens. Also, here's an extra step that I think you want to take. Now, if you can get them to opt in a second time, you want to make sure that that second opt-in is also an automation sequence that takes them off the single opt-in transaction list, right? Again, and I want to say that again because it's an extra step, and I think that if you can do it, you should do it. You want to. Here's how you would get them to opt in a second time. You're going to put a form on your download page, and you're going to say to them if they want an additional update, if they want an additional bonus, an additional video, a bonus video, something in their best interest, then you'll send it to them, and you just want them to put in their name and email address. They will then confirm in order to get that additional video. And then if they confirm and become part of your double opt-in list, you want to then use automation to take them off the single opt-in list, right? Let's see, I've got a question here. It says, I had a new member the other day where only the JVZoo receipt went out. So immediate follow-up impressed her instead of being upset. Yeah, exactly, right? So really when you can, and this is something that if you can do, and I think this is Dana that's saying this, it's something that you absolutely should do because it is a backup system. And nobody knows. Listen, these things happen to us, and even though something should work all the time, they just don't always work all the time. There are any number of things. It could be the way they're interacting with your WordPress site or your HTML. It could be anything. Right? So try to, if you can, use that autoresponder as a backup system. Now, that first email is also a good time to say, listen, here's what else you're going to be doing. Now, if you're going to be emailing them, it's a great opportunity to say, hey, you know what? In this email, I'm going to be sending you emails on a daily basis. Now, somebody might say, oh man, I'm getting off this list now. But you don't want them to start getting email from you and then be surprised about it, right? So again, everything that you can do to communicate up front in this email, plus have it be a backup system, would be just awesome. And one of the things that you want to note about this, if you're going to use an autoresponder, with PayPal, right? The autoresponder is going to limit what you can do inside of PayPal. Right. So again, so even though PayPal is going to be simpler, it's going to be cleaner. You've got one space for your IPN, and you will not be able to do anything else with your IPN other than when you use it for this product. So again, you have to kind of weigh that out if you're going to use it that way, or this autoresponder. Now, one workaround to that is to use Zapier as the IPN connection. Then you can have a lot of different options with your IPN. Okay, and just briefly, I just want to kind of talk you through this process. We have this email link, right, that we picked up, and so we're going to go back and link it to the button on the sales page, right? And I just want to kind of say this: if you decide to use JVZoo Warrior Plus, I'm gonna suggest that you don't try to use those links with your own button. I know people do it. If you are recruiting affiliates, you can have situations where your affiliates won't get credit and won't get paid because they're going to end up with their stats wrong. The only way you can really assure that this is going to happen, and even this is not a 100% sure, is you want to use the JVZoo Warrior Plus button that they give you. Again, you can just link out to the button you have, but I would suggest that you don't. I would suggest you go ahead and use their button unless there's a business reason for you not to. Right now, One other thing, just kind of a minor thing before we move on to the sales page. If you're gonna be using an upsell page, you're gonna have a no thanks link. You want to make sure that you link from that no thanks link to your thank you or sales page. So in other words, they come to the upsell page, they decide not to buy it. They're going to say, hey, no thanks. You want to make sure when they click that no thanks link that you set up the no thanks link to link to your thank you page, right, or your download page. Okay, now one more thing we want to do. So let's kind of go back to our sales page. And I'm going to open up this sales page because now you should have your link, right? And all you're going to really do, right, is you're going to, one of the easiest ways to do this inside of Dreamweaver is I like to click right on top of this button. And then I just like to go to the properties, right? So I'll go to Windows. I'll go to Properties. And then I like to place the link inside of that area that says Link to Buy button. Right? That's the easiest way to put it in. Now, in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put in here Google, but you would put in your buy button link. And then all you have to do is close out the Properties button. You can then find your other buy button, click on top of it. Then you're going to insert. Actually, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the window again. That's what we did before. Go to the Windows, go to Properties, put that link in there. Okay, any questions overall? Let's see. Okay, so let's take this part out. Okay, which kind of autoresponder beside ClickFunnels gives you the opportunity to make a thank you page that says your download is in progress? Please watch this video below. Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're using some coding so that a person has to watch the video before they get their download. Do I understand that correctly? Or is it while they're getting their download? Because if it's while they're getting it, and I will say something about this actually. Right, yeah. I generally, and this is a little more aggressive than I personally like. Right now, what I would prefer is that I would get my download as soon as I got to the thank you page. Right, and I think you can do that in ClickFunnels. I'm thinking that you can do that on lead pages. I just don't know if it's what you want to do. Right, I think that you want to put that video on your download page. I think you want to give them that link also, and because in general, as I understand it, PayPal does not necessarily like anybody getting between them and what they purchased, right? So in other words, you know, what marketers used to do is they used to put a bridge page between when the person actually made the purchase, they send them to a bridge page and say, hey, put your name and email address in here, and then they would send them to the download page. And PayPal really frowned on that. And so in general, I think that PayPal kind of frowns on getting between somebody and their download. And personally, I'm not a big fan of doing that. Right? I would prefer that I would prefer that I got my download when I made the purchase and I get there as soon as I can. You didn't make me do anything in order to get it. Right? But yeah, I don't know if you can do that outside of ClickFunnels. I think you can do that with lead pages, and ClickFunnels is unique in that it has an autoresponder and it is a paging system, right? So they have the two bundled together. There are some other systems that are available. I personally use Optimize Press and Aweber, but they are separate systems. There are systems where you can buy them together. ClickFunnels is unique in that both are together. right? That's a great question. Okay, so you're saying, okay, it's a bridge page, but it does not block them from their purchase. Well, I mean, you could do that. You could do that with the thank you page you have. So let's say you decided not to use ClickFunnels, right? Let's just say you went to this page. Let's just open this page up. Okay, let's say what we would want to do here is we want to put a video in here, right? We could put the video right here. So for example, let's say that we want to put the video up here after thank you for your purchase, right? So let's go here. Let's just get a video. And let's pick up the Matrix. Let's click the share button. Let's click the embed code. All right, so we're going to grab this embed code and copy it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this thank you page. I'm going to go open with and I'm going to try to put this right under here after this H4 tag. And what I'm going to do is I know a little bit of code. I'm just going to put a break code in there. And let's put another break code in there. And then I'm going to put that video code in there. I'm going to make sure that video code is centered. See, it did not like that. Take that out. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay, so here's my video here. And so I'm gonna write in here. I'm gonna write in here. Thanks for your purchase. Now watch this special video for a bonus webinar. Let's see, and I probably want to break that. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to break here. Okay, and I'm going to take this break code out. So, okay, so now I have on my page here, and let's go ahead and save this. Okay, so here's the download. But the first thing you're going to see is watch this video. So you don't really need to have you don't have to have ClickFunnels to do this. You can do this on your PLR sales, your PLR download page. Right? And then they still get the download on that page.